So welcome to our webinar today with the theme, How to Grow Your Business Successfully, Apps that Save You Time and Money. And because there's so much Leanne and I would like to share, this is part one. So we'll share a few introductory comments. So if we get up our next slide. So please, if you can post any questions you have for us in the Q&A panel in Zoom. We have one of our team members, Sandra, who will be monitoring questions that you provide us with. So please keep the questions coming. That's one of the reasons Leanne and I are here, is to answer your questions that you have that would really be of value to you, and to answer them in real time if we can. So please let us know your questions. And then if you have other comments that you'd like to share, feel free to use the chat box for that. And if you adjust the setting so it's set to all attendees and panelists, everyone attending today will benefit from your comments. So those are a couple of helpful tips. And if you've been with us before, you're familiar with the presentation team, Leanne and myself. So I'm a chartered professional accountant and also a business consultant. Those two roles really work well in helping business owners. And I'm delighted, as always, to have Leanne joining me as a co-presenter. Leanne is a cloud accounting specialist and operations leader. So we'll let you know a little bit about our firm. So perhaps I'll start. So basically, for the last 25 years, I've been helping small business owners of various different sizes, because there's many different sizes of businesses that still fit with that term small business owner. And I'm involved in helping businesses grow successfully and to achieve the vision that they have for their business. So different industries, different compositions, solopreneurs to tight-knit teams, to large number of employees. We work with business owners to help them grow. And so if you haven't already done so, notice this mission statement that we have. We want to help all of you who are small business owners and are working very hard to grow a business successfully, notice, and more profitably. And what will be the results? You'll have more time and money for yourselves and your families. And isn't that one of the reasons why you started your own business in the first place? So that's our mission. And that's what we help business owners do. And we have a strategic partnership with Leanne and her team as well to help business owners. So as part of our mission, we created an ebook as our way of helping small business owners the fastest. If you haven't already done so, please download our ebook. You'll take away 5 key steps that you can do right now to help you grow your business, to jumpstart it. And then we'd love to talk with you about how we can help your business grow further. So often business owners feel they have so many challenges. That ebook will be very valuable to you. And now over to you, Leanne. Would you like to share an introduction for you and your team?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, David. Yes, so as David mentioned, we have a strategic partnership with David and his firm. Our firm is a forward-thinking, women-led team. Our goal is to provide customer service that really excels and that we really can support our clients in what they are doing. We are the Intuit global firm of the future, and we are made up of 3 main team members. Tanya, who specializes in year ends, taxes, diagnostic reviews, and all the complex issues that you see in bookkeeping. Myself, I specialize in client services, sales and marketing, and our internal workflows. And then Sandra, who you will also meet on this call, specializes in client services, accounts receivable, payroll, and HST. So that's just a little bit about our team and the roles that we fill.
Thanks very much, Leanne, for sharing that. So as Leanne and I have mentioned, we formed a strategic partnership. We find that having the two teams work closely together, small business owners get the best results. There's no gaps, there's no needless overlap, and everyone's on the same page as a supportive team to help you grow your business successfully. So that's why Leanne's team and ours have formed that partnership strategically. So if you haven't been with us before, why have Leanne and I teamed up to provide these series of webinars? Well, it's because we feel that starting and growing a business is a journey. You can't snap your fingers, can you? It doesn't happen overnight. There's many, many steps in that journey to get from having the idea of wanting to be a business and having a successful business that hums along profitably. So we feel that in any journey, to have success, you need to have a clear destination in mind. It's helpful to have a map, something that gives you a path to follow, and then also a guide, someone who has perhaps gone down that path before, is experienced in going down that path, and can share suggestions to help you go along that path quicker, more successfully. So as a small business owner, no doubt you have the destination. You've thought about where you want to take your business, where you want to go with it. The key is, where is the map? And so hopefully what we're going to share today will be another piece of that map, how you'll get there. Well, Leanne's team and ours, we work together to help you as a small business owner successfully manage that path. And we feel that we're helpful as that experienced guide, our team, someone you can work with, bounce ideas off of, get opinions from, to help you understand where you are in your journey and help you get to your vision as fast as possible. So that's why we have these webinars. And as you know, today, we're talking about how apps can save you time and money in 3 key areas: marketing, operations, and finance. Getting the work, doing the work, and tracking the work. So these are all functions of most small businesses. So, and we're also interested in answering your business questions live. So as we said before, we welcome your questions during our webinar. We'll have 3 different Q&A sessions, and we invite you to share your questions with us. So this is a question we'd like to start off with. Perhaps you've noticed on Google that there are hundreds of apps, if not thousands, to pick from. How can you decide what app to consider? Well, Leanne and I are big believers in you first answering this question. What is your ideal tech stack? That's become a common phrase with cloud computing. What is your ideal tech stack? So what industry are you in? How many staff do you have? Are you a solopreneur? Do you have a close, tight-knit team? Do you have remote employees? What industry are you in? All of these are factors for you to consider to decide what your ideal tech stack is. So it's like a jigsaw puzzle, this ideal tech stack. There's different pieces that fit in, and clearly some puzzle pieces have a correct way to fitting in, some don't fit so well. So the question is, have you come up with your ideal tech stack, your vision, this completed jigsaw puzzle that needs pieces to be put together? And that's something that Leanne's team and ours can help you with. So we're going to talk about this. So hopefully you've thought about what your business does, how it does it, who does it, in what order do they do it, and that will help you to decide how you can use technology to automate what you do. So today we're going to talk about 3 apps, 3 suggestions for you to consider, and you'll be able to analyze, is this app something that will fit into your ideal tech stack? So let's start. And Leanne is going to consider for us a very valuable marketing app. So Leanne, why do we need it? What does it do?
All right, thank you, David. Yes, so we're gonna start off with marketing, and the challenge here, at least the pain point most often heard, is keeping up with all the different social medias and making sure that you're posting on a regular basis. So our solution for this is a social media scheduling app, and the one that we use in our firm is Postal Plan. So I'm going to give you a little bit of insight into what that looks like for you. So first off, this is scheduling a post. This is the general page in Postal Plan, and you can see you've got some different options here. You've got where you can put some message and text in. You can get a preview of how it's going to look on the social media accounts. You can choose a single social media account or multiple. This does connect to all of the, we'll call them all of the, everyday social medias that everyone's using. You do have the opportunity to schedule this so that you can do some pre-planning. You also have the opportunity to repeat the post. So if it is a message that you want to go out on a regular interval, you can make that choice here as well. So it's very simple. It's laid out. You can see what you need to do to fill in all the steps so that your posts are ready to go to your audience at the time that you want them to go out. The next thing that the Postal Plan does is it allows you to edit your images right within the software. So these are some stock images they had. I was just wanting to make sure that you guys had a really great fun screenshot to look at, but you can upload your own base image. You can utilize templates. So if you are using a secondary software like Canva, you can pull in templates. You can customize it with your logo, with your text, and with all the details that you want to include right here within Postal Plan. So that makes it very, very easy because you're not having to use a secondary software if you don't want to. Next up, we have content. So ideally, you would have your own content in your business that you would post on a regular basis, what's going on, what events are coming up, what's happening, tips and tricks from your industry. But we've all had those moments where we're thinking, I want to interact with my audience, but what on earth am I going to post today? So Postal Plan does have this content plan, these suggested posts. You would not need all of them, but it does take some of that thinking out of the process for you, especially on days where you want to engage and you want to be present, but you've got other things on your mind and you just need a quick idea. You can pull from one of these. And then we have managing the engagement. So within within Postal Plan, it pulls in your social media engagement. So when your audience is messaging your inbox, when they are tagging you in posts, when they are commenting on your posts, all of that is brought in so that you can stay on top of it in one location, which is a huge time saver when you are posting across several social medias at the same time. So to give you a bit of a recap of the advantages of this type of an app, you can consistently market your brand. You can build the post so that they match, they are consistent in their coloring, they are consistent with your logo, and therefore you've got that consistent marketing message going out to your audience. You can efficiently schedule your posts. You can schedule out so that you have that planning session at the frequency that you've predetermined, and you can make sure that you have that covered for the next period of time. You can easily stay engaged with your audience. This is very, very important. As I mentioned in our last couple of webinars with marketing, consistency is key, as is engagement. So you want to stay engaged with your audience. Team collaboration. I didn't have a slide on this, but you can invite other team members in. So it can help you manage so that it's not all on one team member to do all of the social media. And overall, you're going to streamline the process in your business, which is going to save you time and money in the long run. So that's our first app from today, a little bit of a overview of what Post a Plan does. Do we have any questions?
Yes, we do. So the first question here looks like the view that you had showed from Post a Plan, was that based on laptop use or was that from mobile?
It was based on laptop use. I am in the habit of using my laptop. So unfortunately, I can't comment on the mobile usage, but it is, as I say, it's a really friendly software app to use. And it's also great if you are sitting down at that computer once a week to take care of things to get that in the system.
Okay. The next question that I have here is, how many channels could you use with Post a Plan?
Yeah, so Post a Plan does have several levels of subscription. The one that we have is a lifetime VIP, and it allows us to post across all of our social media channels from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter, which are the 4 ones that we commonly use. As well, it allows us to have multiple brands. So that's helpful as well because we are managing more than one brand.
Okay. And the last question I have here is, how would my team members use this to help collaborate or with the business owner itself?
Yes, so as I mentioned, you can invite team members in and you can give them the permissions you want to give them. So as an example, I mentioned that we have multiple brands. So you could invite one team member to manage one brand and another to manage the second, which would clarify who's responsible for what and who's doing what parts of the work, as well as making it simple for them to see what they need to see.
Thank you, Leanne. And that's all the questions we have.
Very
Okay.
good. Thanks, Sandra.
You're welcome.
So now we're going to share with you one of our favorite apps from the operations part of your business. And this is a challenge that all business owners have to some degree. How can you connect with customers and prospects? And particularly in the COVID world that we have, where so many customers and prospects want to connect with us as business owners virtually. How can this be done? Or if you are having in-person meetings, how can you schedule when they're available, when you're available, and get information you need so that you can prepare for the meeting? How can you do all of that effectively? Particularly if you're a solopreneur, how can you juggle everything you're doing in the day while also successfully arranging for meetings with customers and new customers, prospects? How can you avoid the email tag? When are you available? When am I available? And working that out efficiently, professionally. So we've come to love this app. There are others. but a scheduling app helps so much. And we're going to share with you one of these apps. It's called Calendly. Maybe you've even seen it before. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Calendly and some of its basic features to introduce you to it. So when you're thinking of having an app that helps you schedule meetings with someone else, appointments, it's good to think about, first of all, are there different meetings or appointments you have with customers and prospects? For example, maybe you have a short, what might be referred to as a discovery call or discovery meeting, a new initial new client meeting. Maybe that's 15 minutes in length. An initial meet and greet, get to know the other person, let them get to know you and your business to see if you're a right fit. Perhaps that's one type of meeting you have. Then perhaps you have consultations with your clients about a product or service that you'd like to suggest to them. So maybe you have a client meeting as another type of connection. Maybe there's situations where you do a deep dive and you do an analysis, or there's other services that you offer. The nice thing about Calendly is you can decide what are the types of connections or events or meetings that your firm would need to offer. And then you can categorize them. You can give them a name. You can provide, as you can see here on this slide, a description about what that meeting is all about. So if you provide more than one meeting link to your customer or prospect, they can more easily pick the right one and schedule it. So this is a beautiful first step. You know, what meetings do you need to have available to provide to customers and prospects? And you can organize them here. Let's take a look at another feature of Calendly. So once you've decided on the types of meetings or connections that you want to have with your customer or prospect, then there's some criteria that you can set up. For example, are you going to make it possible to have discovery calls, for example, with a new prospect every day of the week, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, shall we say? Or do you want to have set times throughout the week? For example, Monday afternoons, Wednesday mornings, Thursday evenings, as an example. The same with your other events. Do you want to make them available at any time? Or would you like to structure your weekly schedule so you're able to block certain times where you need to do deep dive to do client work, provide a service for a client, and then other times where you want to be prepared to take these incoming meetings and appointments? So you can schedule this here. The other nice thing about Calendly is you can decide what buffer times you want to have. Through our experience, we've found that if you have meetings back to back to back to back, it can be a challenge to make meaningful notes, conclude your thoughts of the first meeting, and then be prepared and equipped to be effective in the second meeting if there's no buffer time. So we think it's excellent to have some buffer time. Maybe it's 15 minutes, maybe it's 30 minutes, depending on your product or service or type of meeting you're scheduling. And that's really helpful. You can also decide how far in advance individuals can book on your link so that you can stay ahead, plan ahead, prepare ahead for your next day or your next week. So all of these are criteria that you have complete flexibility and choice over, and you can set that up in this app. As you can see here, it indicates in increments of 30 minutes. It shows in this particular option, they can schedule their meeting 4 hours before the start time. And so there's different criteria and options you can select from. Let's take a look at the next slide. So how are you going to let your customers and prospects know that you're using Calendly? So we're sharing with you two examples. One way we have found this link helpful is to connect the link directly to your homepage of your website. It's good on the homepage of your website to make it really clear to customers and prospects how they can get in touch with you. Because isn't that one of the reasons why you have a website? To be able to connect. So you want to make it really easy for individuals to do what you'd like them to do, to connect. And so you can see here, we've got a free discovery call link on our website. And what happens when individuals click that link? Well, they would see on their screen what you see to the right of our homepage. This would appear. And it's professionally labeled a new client meeting. And you can see here options for them to select at their own convenience what day and time works for them from the options that you have preset ahead of time in the app itself. There's another way that you might make your link available. What about embedding the link to arrange for appointments right in your email signature? Do you have an email signature that's formally and professionally designed? Here's an example of one that we have as for one of the members of our team. So you can see that in every email, the signature page has different pieces to it. Of course, you want to have the basics that you see there, but you can see just before we sign off on these emails, we make it very convenient for there to be two links. One, if you're not yet a client and would like to know how we help, that's a link, and it's very clearly indicated. Click here, simple and easy to use and access. And then you notice the second link for our valued clients. So those who are currently working with us, we have a different event that they can connect to. And so you can see on the right-hand side, depending on which link they click, they'll be brought to a beautifully professionally designed page through Calendly where they can pick a day and time for that specific meeting. So we feel that these are two time-effective ways, easy ways for you as a business owner to reach out to customers and prospects using this electronic scheduling tool. So in summary, what do we find are advantages of using Calendly? Well, first, you can connect efficiently. You can simply send the email to someone who wants to connect with you and let them know you're available. You can welcome them, invite them to select a day and time that works for them. A second benefit, at any time of the day, any day of the week, your prospects or customers could decide they'd like to reach out to you. Well, they don't have to wait between the hours of 9 and 5 to speak to a team member or to call you directly. They can simply click on the link in the convenience of their own home or when they're on the road and select a day and time for the meeting. We find that very convenient for our customers and prospects. Another feature that you can benefit from with Calendly is once the meeting is booked, everyone knows about it. The person who's made the booking, you who are going to host the meeting for your customer or prospect, everyone's notified. The information's clear. And the information of the confirmation can automatically show in your electronic calendar that you're using for your other business activities. So you won't forget and you can plan to be available for that meeting. And then we know what can happen because business life is busy, is you can be distracted and forget perhaps of a meeting you booked a week before. So clients and customers are able to receive reminders. Perhaps it's a week before, a day before, an hour before. that you're having a reminder that there's this meeting that they've booked. So they can be sure to be there and have that interchange with the appointment. And then as a business owner, you're able to more easily manage your schedule, because no doubt as a business owner, there are times that you need to be undistracted, have a deep dive, care for particular clients' needs. And then there are other times where you'd be happy to be on the phone talking with prospects and clients about services you can provide. And often you need to be able to balance your time in those two activities. And so it's helpful with this link, with this Calendly app, to be able to determine and carve out parts of your week when you would do this activity or you do that activity. And it's very professional in the way you can convey when you're available for these calls, these meetings, using an app like this. So when you think of your ideal tech stack, we recommend that you think of an app that will help you with your scheduling. It's going to save you time and it's going to save you money. So I'd be happy to take any questions you have on this particular app for your business's ideal tech stack.
Okay, David. So the first question that I do have here is, if I'm not very tech savvy, how easy would this be to set up?
It is very easy. It's very straightforward. The questions and options are clear. But to even give you greater comfort and peace of mind, our team that use this app would be happy to have a consultation with you and assist you to set this up for your own business.
The next question that I have is, does this integrate with other apps as well?
Yes. So three that we'll mention. One is many people in their businesses, because of social distancing and other factors, are meeting virtually with customers and prospects. So often there's some type of video connection that's involved in having these customer prospect appointments. So one app that we have found helpful in that regard is Zoom, something very common. Many people are familiar with it. And what's nice with Calendly is if you have both of those apps, you can seamlessly integrate with Zoom so that when customers or prospects are selecting the type of meeting to have, they can select a phone meeting or they can select a Zoom meeting. And all the credentials for how to access and everything will just be a link away, a click on the information. They get that Zoom link right in their confirmation of the meeting. It's very easy for them then to join the meeting. And so we find that a helpful integration. Another integration is that some like to have the provision where there can be payment for the services as part of the booking of the appointment. And so Calendly does integrate with electronic payment tools such as PayPal, where when it's very clear the type of service that someone is requesting, they can book the appointment, they can provide their credit card, electronic payment right at the same time. Everything's scheduled. And then the other integration is once the meeting has been booked, it will show in your own calendar, such as Microsoft Outlook. So you're able to plan your week. So all of these apps can nicely integrate together. Leanne, do you have something you'd like to share?
No, I think you covered it. No.
Okay. Very good.
I think that covers it all.
Okay.
And the last question I have here is there a free version of this app?
Actually, there is. So that's often where clients that we recommend this app to start. and they get the free app set up, and they learn some of the functionality of the app. And then depending on what they want to use the app for and the extent they want to use it for, you can understand that there would be an option for a paid version to benefit from this excellent technology. So there is more than one plan available.
Perfect. Okay, that's all the questions we have.
Okay, great. And now I'm looking forward to hearing Leanne's thoughts on the finance function that all business owners have and often find a challenge. So Leanne, can you tell us what would work here?
Absolutely. Okay, so this is our final app for today. And we're now in the realm of finances. So the challenge here is always to stay on top of your numbers. So we are looking to offer you a solution with a cloud accounting app that should do just that. And our choice is QuickBooks Online. So let's dive into some of the functions and why we recommend this app. So first off, you can see here, there's lots of options here on the screen as to what the app offers. And this is simply from the Essentials version. There's several levels of this app, but Essentials is where we find that the majority of our small business owners fall into with their needs. So you can see on the screen some of the options, but you've got tracking your expenses and your income. You have organizing your receipts. You've got the opportunity to have multiple users. You can track time online and so much more. So just to kind of get you started, this is definitely a catch-all. It's going to serve all your needs. All right, so this is what the the main dashboard will look like. You can see it's got some quick shortcuts, and you can see the bank accounts that are attached, as well as there is a secondary tab with a business overview, which will give you a quick screen that allows you to see where your business is functioning. So it's pretty straightforward. The navigation on here is really nice and simple. Everything is at your fingertips, and it's very clear as to where you want to go. So once you've gotten into the software, there's a lot of tools to use within the software. I'm going to point out a couple, but really I am going to strongly recommend that you do seek out a business advisor who's familiar and can make sure you get set up correctly from the beginning. Because as wonderful as the software is, it cannot teach you all of the compliances that businesses have to follow in order to stay on the good side of the CRA. So here we're starting with the banking. This is what we call your bank feed. This pulls in directly from your bank information, and it's a great checklist to use to make sure that nothing gets missed in your books. So as you go down this bank feed, you'll see all the transactions that happen from your bank, and you will be able to match them up with the transactions you're entering into your bookkeeping, such as income coming in and expenses going out. To add to that, QuickBooks has a receipt capture function. And this is such a time saver because you can leave a store from buying supplies for your business, snap a picture while you're still in the parking lot, and now you have that receipt in your bookkeeping for you to categorize later. You can see how simple it is. The receipt shows up, it's clear, it's legible, you can read all the information on it, and then you can simply fill in the same information within your bookkeeping so that this gets recorded as a proper expense. And To top that all off, you can do it all on the go. So I mentioned you walk out of a store and you have a receipt in hand. You can capture that picture before you even drive away. The benefits here are that you're not going to lose the receipt. You've already got a picture of it in your online bookkeeping. You can also do so much more on the go with this app. You've got the opportunity to prepare an estimate or an invoice while you're sitting in front of a potential customer or client. You send that off to them via email so that they can view it right away. You can receive payments on those invoices and just so much more. The benefit of having this technology in your hand all the time, because let's face it, we all have our phones in our hands all the time. So the benefits of having that on the go is just so much. So as just a recap, we'll go through those benefits and advantages of this again. And I only touched on a few of my favorite things with this. There are so many other features that QuickBooks Online offers. So again, on the go, recording of income and expenses. You don't have to wait and let it pile up and find time at the end of a very busy week to do all of your bookkeeping. It is simple to access and to understand. It's point and click. You can see it's laid out very straightforward, so you can see sales, expenses, etc., so that you know where you're going. You have real-time virtual collaboration with your business advisor. As I said, the software is not going to tell you whether or not that receipt belongs in office expense or advertising and promotion. So the ability to add users and collaborate with your business advisor in real time, again, is such a time saver. No more shoe boxes of receipts. Once you've got that picture snapped into your software, it lives there forever. So it's a huge benefit to not have all of the clutter of the paperwork on your desk. And all of your numbers are at your fingertips. So if you need to know whether you're walking into the bank to ask for a loan or whether your customer wants to know how much they owe you, you have those numbers at your fingertips. So, do we have any questions on that app today?
Yeah, so the first question I have would be on the receipts. Could I go completely paperless and just throw away my receipts after taking that picture?
So this, this is actually a discussion we had this morning. There is still, at this moment, if you are requested by the CRA to provide proof of purchases or proof of income, everything is submitted utilizing the digital receipts. So at this time, it will be, all of the digital copies will be accepted by the CRA. We recommend, it's never a bad idea to take those physical copies and put them somewhere in your office, you know, just in case, but really everything is in the online platform and that is fully accepted by the CRA. So should one of those receipts go missing, you shouldn't have any worries about making sure you have proof of that purchase.
Okay. And the next question, is there a fee for accepting payments?
Yes, so like any of the other online credit card, you know, payment types, whether it be Square or PayPal, they all take a percentage. The same would apply through QuickBooks Online, and you would go through a similar type verification process to get approved to utilize the service.
Okay. The next question is, what type of reports or numbers would be readily available at my fingertips?
So many, but yeah, to kind of break it down a little bit, you can absolutely pull out what you would need should you need to go into a bank and, get approved for a loan. So whether that be they typically request balance sheets and profit and loss, that can all be pulled out. Your business advisor can also help you customize reports for whatever you might want to know about your business. So you can pull reports on individual suppliers or individual expense categories to find out where your money's coming in and where it's leaving the business. But as I mentioned, there's so many different ways to look at the numbers in QuickBooks and get more details. David, do you have anything to add to that one?
So I thought you gave an excellent answer, Leanne. You covered all the bases. What's nice is, as you mentioned, you can customize the reports. And so many of the reports that you would likely want are already pre-built in the software. And so it allows you to keep on track of your, as you mentioned, Leanne, who owes you money. So you keep on track of your cash flow. How can you manage your money with making payments? Who do you owe money to? So all these reports are there. And then you can use that tool to connect to other tools to do forecasting and planning for the future. So it's an excellent tool that we view as the heart of a system when we're talking about an ideal tech stack with many of our clients.
Awesome. Any more questions, Sandra?
Kind of just a follow-up question to that last question was like how best to understand those reports and numbers within the platform itself.
Sorry, I missed that.
So how would they understand, like when reading the reports and the numbers, like how would they understand that best within the platform? Yes,
thank you. So really that comes down to having a really good business advisor who's going to work with you. A lot of times, I know with our clients, we don't send out any reports automatically. We wait until we can speak with the client and find out what information is important to them, because to receive endless numbers of reports of black and white numbers, it can be overwhelming for a small business owner when this is not what they do every day. So when understanding the reports, that's where working with a business advisor to, number one, get a report that's going to give you the answers you're actually looking for is really important. And at that point, having reviewed it a few times with your advisor, you'll start to understand what it is that you're reading. But second to that, just having an advisor to help walk you through that step by step so that you have a better understanding is really important. All right.
Okay. And David, did you want to touch on that as well, or?
I would echo what Leanne said about the importance of having a business advisor. You need someone that can help you interpret the numbers, understand the numbers. Of course, none of us want to use pen and paper to manually create these reports. So that's where QuickBooks Online helps. But as Leanne mentioned, you need a business advisor who's going to help you understand how to set up the system that will be ideal for your business, your needs, your structure. What do you need to track? What do you need to capture? What information is most meaningful for you? And then it can be set up that way, and then reports can be created from that information. And then you can work with your business advisor, and often we recommend monthly, working with your business advisor, understanding how you did in the previous month, what were your targets, what were your milestones, what were you working towards. And then with your business advisor, they can help you reach those targets using those reports as a basis to see what went well, what could you improve in. And that's the value of working with a business advisor with a cloud app such as QuickBooks Online.
Okay, great. So that's all the questions that I had there.
Great. Thanks very much, Sandra, for helping us with that today.
You're welcome.
So we have some concluding thoughts. One is, if you would like to learn more about how you can create an ideal tech stack, If you'd like to systematically understand how you can set up your business for success, then we invite you to request more information about a business boot camp that we will be launching and that our firm will be hosting. It'll be happening in the very near future. We invite you to let us know of your interest so we can let you know more about it. We can let you know about the curriculum and what you're going to achieve every week through this multi-week program. So we invite you to request more information when you get our after webinar survey. We'll be happy to connect with you and let you know what we will be sharing and how you can benefit practically. And with all of our webinars, we invite you to use this as a launch pad on your journey to success. So you'll receive a follow-up email from our team. If you haven't already done so, please download our ebook, the one that we mentioned at the start of our webinar. Very practical, fundamental steps that you can take either as a solopreneur or with your close, tight-knit team to help grow your business. We invite you to join our Facebook group with other like-minded business owners. You can ask questions. You may likely find another business owner has had the same question and has found a solution. And Leanne and I and our teams will contribute what we have found works with the many business owners that we have worked with. So that's a very valuable Facebook group to join. We also invite you to book a free discovery call. And yes, that uses the Calendly link that we talked about today, so that you can find out a little bit more about how we, along with Leanne's team, how we can work together to help you grow your business successfully. And as we mentioned, for that boot camp, that business boot camp, to systematically grow your business and get that tech stack just right, we invite you to fill in our webinar survey. And if you've enjoyed what you've seen today, we invite you to come with us next month on our journey as we consider apps that will save you time and money, part 2. As Leanne and I were putting together, what could we share? There was not nearly enough time to share all of the valuable apps that Leanne's team and our team have come across. We have worked with hundreds of business owners, and collectively together, we have been able to brainstorm apps that we feel will really move your business forward successfully. And so we're happy to share these with you. So please join us next month on Thursday again, September 30th, on part 2 of apps that will save you time and money. And it's been great being with you. Leanne and I were happy to be with you and share with you these practical tips today. So thanks for joining. And we wish you every success in your business journey, and we're here to help. Leanne, do you have some closing thoughts?
Just that I look forward to seeing them all again next month.
Excellent. So enjoy the rest of this beautiful summer. Bye for now, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.
So much.